Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. Last stream of the week. It's Wednesday 9th of August. I hope you're well. It's been a while actually. We are back at Los Angeles International Airport, the iniBuilds LAX scenery, which I think I haven't really explored since I've had the RTX4090. I'm not 100% certain if we have or not, but we are back here with everything whacked up, the ultra textures, all that sort of thing as well. We are off today in the Kuro Boeing 787-8 version 2 for a flight up north to Canada, specifically Vancouver. So welcome to all of you wherever you are in the world. It's great to have you on board with us today for this twin jet, twin aisle pop up the west coast. Badger, good afternoon. Chris Packett, Joey as well. Welcome guys. Lazarus, good afternoon. Zato, hi, welcome. Already, I think the last time we flew in here, it was the old PC, I believe. I'm not 100% certain, but we had stutters on finals and all manner of things. But we are seemingly quite smooth at the moment, from what we can tell. So looking quite good, and it is a beautiful bit of scenery. It's night time though. The question here is, do we keep it on night time and fly up north to Vancouver, keeping it on live time all the way? Or do we wind the time forwards a little bit? You guys can help me decide that. We are over on one of the American Airlines stands, one of the heavy stands specifically. And this particular route that we're doing today is operated with American Airlines on an Airbus A319. But we're obviously using the twin jet today instead, or the twin aisle Dreamliner out of Terminal 5, I think it is. Kari in Japan, hello to you, konnichiwa. Currently flying into YVR on the sim. Hopefully I'll land when you guys get there. Around 1400 Zulu is our expected arrival time. We've got a really nice livery by J Aviation, I think it is, on flightsim.to for the Kuro version 2 787. And we've got self-loading cargo fired up in the background, loading up all of our punters on board our aircraft today. There she is, stand 43. Fairly cold and dark, but what we've done is we've got ground power connected and boarding in progress, loading in progress, all that kind of thing. So we'll dive straight in and we can have a little look at the progress on board so far. And here it is. So about half of the passengers already loaded on the aeroplane, in fact, as you can see here. And if I just pause the music a little bit, weird, disconnected from vPilot again, very odd. Yeah, if I pause the music on Spotify, you can hear the cabin music in the background as well. And we've also got, as usual, the Luke Air tool, lukeairtool.net, with custom cabin announcements as well from American Airlines and a few other ones too.
Welcome aboard American Airlines. Please place your carry-on items in an overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you.
Flight time of about 2 hours, roughly.
If you need assistance,
2 hours 30.
please let us know.
No, I'm working on the 12th. That's all looking pretty good. We'll dive straight into the flight deck here. And let's have a little look to see where we're at. So we've got FMC pre-flight complete. Now if I show you guys Navigraph, at least for now, we'll go through what we are expecting for today. So pushback here from stand into Charlie 10. We're going to taxi out, right Charlie, and then we're going to head up Kilo. I think it's Kilo anyway that we reduced for this. Then Echo, all the way to one of the hold points here for 24 left.
Welcome aboard. While you're being seated, please remember that all mobile devices should now be
Echo 8 could be an option for us. It's a long runway and we're not particularly heavy, bearing in mind that the fuel loads and things today. But we have one issue, and that is VAS Airplane Toolbox, which I'll put on the screen now. Effectively, we've got a little bit of weirdness in relation to the performance calculations. As you can see, we're getting like treble figures and things here. We'll do takeoff run available, and we'll run through, I don't know, instead of 3135 to 800. We'll hit save, and I'll hit calculate. And again, we're getting loads of different options here. I assume takeoff run for flap 15 is that one there, 1626. But it's doing weirdness, look. So it's a bit buggy, this, for some reason, this profile. So we'll select takeoff TPR, flap 15. Look at that. It's a right mess. Limited by shift, shift, shift. I don't really know how to solve it. I've spent about 20 minutes working out what on earth might be going wrong. We've got the latest fast airplane toolbox, but I'm hoping I've selected the right takeoff speeds and things like that. But I might use the full length just to play it safe today instead, because I'm sure you guys will agree that's a very weird display for our performance calculations and almost makes it near on impossible to actually gauge as well. But anyway, after takeoff, we zip back on the charts now. We're going to use 24 left, Lady J for departure, heading outbound initially to 640 feet, then Delray 3000 at or below, and then Eni 5000 at or below, and then Yeno heading 316 to Malibu, then Lady J at 8000. We zoom out and we look right up to the top of the charts here. We get our initial altitude of 8000 feet from here. That's how we find that out. So if we had ATC online, which we don't, we would request our clearance and it would come back to us in the US something similar to American what are we today? 1719. I wrote the wrong call sign down on my notepad. American 1719 cleared to Vancouver. Runway 24 left, Lady J, RNAV departure. Initial climb 8000, expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk, whatever. And then altimeter 29905. And then we would read that back. So as you can see here from Lady J, on transition maintain 8000 and expect filed altitude 5 minutes after departure. So, in fact, we'd get 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes in that read back for the clearance. So from Lady J, heading up to Rugby, Oros, Robert Taylor, welcome on board, buddy. And then Hey Joe, followed by Castro for the transition outbound. From there, heading all the way up to the east of San Francisco and the bay over there. Heading over Reno. Waypoint Choir. And then zipping up towards Seattle. We'll be heading over Payne Field and Seattle, or SeaTac as well actually. Followed by then a descent into Vancouver. Good morning, Living on a Player. Maverick, hello to you as well. Who's flying along today, by the way? I can only see one aeroplane. Curious. When we get to Vancouver, at least in the cruise, we'll go through this. Grizzly 7 RNAV, all that sort of thing. We'll work out what we're going to do when we get a little bit closer. So, with that, we've got the departure input. LAX departures 24 left. Lady J, Castro. Init refs are done, so we're going for flap 15. Not going to have a cell temp. Trim 5.5, we'll need to make sure we set that. And we've got our VREFs on as well. Somebody asked in the live chat, how do you get the VREFs? You have to make sure that all of your performance data is complete. So, all your routes, you need to make sure you've set a departure. And you've also got your performance page complete as well. Once you've done that, you can head to thrust limitations, fill out what profile you want for takeoff, and then select your flaps, select your center of gravity, ensure that your departure runway is selected, and then you can get your V speeds, providing ref speeds is shown on a green there. We need to change this to 1000. and I'm not going to worry too much about the runway wind. It's a bit of a headwind for us today. So legs, that's all good. On the MCP, 8,000, heading 251, and the indicated airspeed, which is V2 in this, of 145. Why? That's because it adds the 10 for us on our behalf. Smart aeroplane. Flight directors can come on, auto brake on RTO, and I'm sure you guys might have seen it, but the other day I uploaded my new Osprey Airways Boeing 787 summarised checklist for both the 787-8 and 787-10. So I've been working through all of this. We haven't got the APU or anything on at the moment. You can download that for free from flightsim.to. So we're going to pop the seatbelt signs on. I'll open self-loading cargo because this one actually integrates. So it's red at the moment. There we go. Now it's green. Jetway still connected. And we can look at the status of the aircraft. Loading complete, passenger boarding, awaiting door closure. Everybody's on board. Jolly good. So we are due to push back in about 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 5 minutes. So let's crack on with this. We'll get rid of Spotify because we're getting double tunes, and that's confusing me. It's easily done. And then I'll just focus on our checklist for now. So some of it, things like this, emergency lights, we need to make sure they're armed and the guard's closed. Flight deck door power is on. Window heat is on. Hydraulic pumps are automatic. External lights as required. So we've got nav and logo at the moment. That's fine for what we need at the minute. Fuel pumps are off. Anti-ice selector switches to automatic. Warning systems, we've already tested those prior to today's stream. Passenger signs as required. Seatbelt signs are on. We've set the FMC. We have no clearance to obtain because we're on Unicom, but I'm going to tune to the Unicom frequency now to monitor that. And transponder set to 2000. Altimeter set to 905. We'll double check the METAR in the live chat as well for you guys. If you're new to the channel, warm welcome to you. Hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to give us a little thumbs up throughout today as well, folks. Gav, good evening, buddy, and Chinook as well. Hello to you. Welcome. We'll do a little captain's announcement.
Good morning from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking.
Takeoff data set,
like
fueling, loading, boarding, MCP, radio frequency
we're currently
set.
preparing for departure up here in
APU
the
start.
cockpit, and once we're airborne, we'll be climbing to our cruise level of 38,000 feet. We hope to depart very shortly. We're not expecting any delays. Once we push back from the stand, the cabin crew will
David,
start
good morning.
securing the cabin.
How you
As
doing?
we head to the departure runway, please make sure you're seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft.
Watching
The weather
that.
is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favourable, so we expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes. The ground crew have finished loading the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secured, we'll be able to get going straight away. Thank you very much for flying with us, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
Absolutely, Chinook.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi there, we're now refueling the aircraft and we'll let you know once it's completed. Roger. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi Captain, fueling has been completed. Roger.
Julian, hello buddy, thanks for subscribing. So, where are we at? Flight directors are on, packs are on auto, seatbelt signs are confirmed on, external power disconnected, intercom ground crew.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. Please disconnect ground power. Roger. Stand by. Ground power has been disconnected. Roger.
Happy days. So, in a few minutes, it should trigger the warning to 5.5 trim. Let's set that now. It should trigger the warning to begin the pushback sequence.
Hello, Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
5-5, that matches. There we go. 5-5 and green. Stav trim, rudder trim set neutral. APU is on. There goes the external power.
Hello.
Hi there, Captain.
Got fuel
All
in
of
the centre
passengers
tanks.
Are now on board.
Thanks a lot.
Departure
None.
checks
problem.
completed.
So they'll stay off.
Bypass pin inserted.
Round to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi there. Just to let you know that we've started fueling the aircraft. We'll let you know as soon as it's completed.
What? Why are we still
Roger.
fueling? Again.
Round to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that the aircraft is now fueled as requested.
Eh?
Roger.
Sounds like there's a little bug. Okay, let's get the beacon light on. My goodness,
Round
that's
cockpit.
loud.
Go ahead. Call me when you require pushback.
I do now.
We're all set, so feel free to get connected and start when ready.
Lovely job.
Roger.
So that beacon light
Ground tone
triggers the event in SLC with its when it's set to automatic, basically, and it allows us to keep a bit of a flow going. So we've got altitude set for the climb, runway heading, indicated airspeed set, jetties away. Canada has just
Ground
gone
cockpit.
slewing through.
Go ahead. Just a reminder, if you're using software to track your virtual airline
What stand are we
flight,
at?
you might want to start it now if you
Oh,
haven't
it's
already.
written on the gate actually, 43.
Roger. Ground to cockpit.
LAX,
Go
traffic,
Tow is
American
connected.
1719
Release
heavy,
parking brake when ready
stand
to push back.
43, push start.
Roger.
Nose, right tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
The parking brake is off. Roger.
All engines clear.
Tow is
Start
attached.
at will.
Steering pin is inserted.
So I'm going to keep this
Stand
little
by while
window
we
up
start
because I want to monitor. Here we
Cabin
go.
crew, please set doors to automatic. Okay, Captain. We're clear of the stand and you're free to start engine.
Lovely job. Start engine 1.
Starting
2,
engine
sorry.
Roger.
Now you could start both. We always go through this. In the Dreamliner, they don't have bleed from the APU to power the kind of compressors and things for engine start. But it's good practice to do one at a time and monitor each of those. Not all airlines will start on both just because you can.
American 1237, Chevrolet, or start and push approved. Stand 17 Alpha.
How are you all finding the Kuro V2? It's fantastic, isn't it?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors as we review the emergency procedures on board the aircraft. Please listen carefully to ensure not only your own safety, but that of those around you. There are
Starting
8
number 1.
emergency exits
Roger.
on the aircraft. Take a moment to locate the one closest to you, and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen
Ali,
mask
hello.
is
That's
down
because
from
the
the
Dreamliner is a very
Place the
slippy
mask over
aircraft
your
in
mouth
real
and
life,
nose
so
like
you
this,
have to
and
manage it
strap to tighten
more
it.
so than you
While
probably
handling your
would
children, make
by
sure you
using
put
speed
your own
brake.
mask on first before
Which is one of the
helping others.
quirks of the Dreamliner.
In the
But here we are. Very dark. 3 in the morning roughly at the moment.
We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. Please take a moment to review the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you while we wait for takeoff. Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Right. Here we go.
Please set parking brakes.
Please set your parking brake. Parking brake is set. Roger. Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and
So,
disconnect the
number
tow.
5.
Okay, Captain. Looks like a good startup on all
Engines 1 and 2
tow
both
is
all
disconnected.
good
No
and
fuel,
stable.
free fall, you're good to go.
N2's now
We'll get
showing
ourselves disconnected
running
now,
for engine
so
2.
have a safe flight. Look out for the pin on the left, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for the help. Pin on the left, and we'll see you next time.
Gonna pop the transponder onto standby for now, just in case. And what else have we got? Flap 5. Actually, we want flat 15. Set. Where are my flight controls tab? There we go. So fully right, back to neutral, fully left, back to neutral, all the way to the rear, back to neutral, and fully forwards, back to neutral. There's the rudder pedals again. They go stupidly sensitive, so we're going to do a couple of left and rights, progressively slowing down the movement as we go, just to try and force the sim to remember. Stab trim sets for takeoff, rudder trim set neutral. Taxi lights on. And we're going to start the American Airlines safety demonstration from the Luke Air Tool. So, with that, just going to do a quick taxi announcement. LAX traffic, American 1719 taxiing to hold point Echo 724 left via Charlie 10, Charlie, Kilo and Echo LAX traffic.
In Los Angeles traffic, America 3048, 777, pushing back, facing.
Willie, hello buddy, welcome. So what do we got here? We can go LNAV, VNAV.
American 1037, Charlie, taxi, Baja, Delta 7.
Switch the ICAS.
Point Echo 7, runway 24 left.
We just do this up a little bit.
1037, Charlie,
We can get our map.
runway 24 left, takeoff.
Why is the Kuro so popular? I think it's because it's just a 787-8. Would have helped if I turned the parking brake off there. Is it enhanced compared to the stock? It's basically the 787-10, but they've shrunk it down, and they are using, because of it, they're using a different model.
Your attention, please. Welcome to your American Airlines flight. On its way to one of more than 350 destinations.
In countries across
Can
the
you
globe.
turn the music down, please?
Made possible by our more than 130,000 dedicated team members.
Perfect.
No problem.
Who all do it for one reason. That's why your safety is so important to us. So let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way.
Very clean, isn't it, Willie?
To buckle your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, lift the top of the buckle. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is also equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten the belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear it click.
We'll progress past the yellow line
premium
with the
cabin
nose
and your
wheel
seat
to keep
is
the
equipped with a
centre
push-button. Insert the metal end into the buckle
of the
and
yellow
pull
line
strap to
between
tighten.
both main carriage
Then
wheels.
fasten your shoulder belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear it click. To open, simply press on the button. The shoulder belt must be worn during taxi, takeoff, and landing. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Now, make sure your seat is upright. All larger electronic devices
Hello.
are put
Hi,
away,
Captain.
carry-ons are
Everyone
placed
seated
all the
is
way under
secured
the
for
seat in
takeoff.
front of you, and your tray table is stowed.
Let me know
Larger
when you're ready
carry-on
to
luggage
takeoff,
goes
as
in
I
the
get
overhead bin.
seated and secured.
If you have a handheld device,
We're almost ready,
please switch
so you
it to
can take your
airplane
seats
mode
now.
If your
No problem.
electronic device
Thing is, I don't think the Dreamliner is that
please do not
impressive
adjust your
as
seat
a,
and
from a
contact
passenger
a
point of
crew
view.
member for assistance.
I find
US
the
law prohibits
A380
smoking, including
10 times
e-cigarettes at
better
any time.
because it's a
Tampering
lot
with, disabling,
quieter.
or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine. US law requires all to comply with lighted
Today's
and closed
movie,
signs
boarding
and
time,
crew member
Con Air.
instructions. Now let's review the safety card in your seat pocket, which explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This aircraft is designed with escape path lighting on or near the floor.
Here's a question for those of you who use self-loading cargo. Can you wind the time forward in the sim without it affecting self-loading cargo? Or does it take the sim time and kind of run with that?
Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. In a water evacuation, slides may be used as life rafts. you'll find the exact location on your safety card. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened,
We don't do enough
pull down on the
nighttime
mask
flights,
or the
do
red
we?
streamer to start the
Not
flow
much
of
to see,
oxygen.
that's the only thing.
Place the mask over your nose and mouth, and put the elastic band over your head. Then pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally.
Sim Guy, what add-on?
Remember to
I'm
always put
using
your own
many.
mask on first
I've got
before
self-loading
helping
cargo,
others.
simulating the cabin. This
Life
bad
vests are
boy.
located under, next
Everybody's
to, or
secure for
between your
takeoff,
seats.
including the
For
crew.
help locating them, see your
And we've
safety
also
card.
got
To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. Remove
We've
the vest
also
from
got
the
Los Angeles
like
traffic,
this.
America
the Luke
3048,
Etzel.net.
taxiing
Over
via
your head, wrap
Charlie,
the strap around your waist. Attach the
Kilo,
buckle and pull tight.
Echo,
Once outside,
Echo, holding
pull
point,
the tab
Echo
to inflate your
62 for
vest
left.
or blow into the red
They-
tube. In the
Los
water,
Angeles.
a light on your vest will automatically illuminate. If necessary,
Swad
an infant life
01,
vest will
welcome
be
guys.
distributed by a crew
Thanks for
member. The
subscribing.
safety card
Yeah,
keeps
anyone know
having
the
to
answer to that
It's
self-loading
our honor
cargo
to care
question
for
that I
you on
mentioned a
your
minute
journey.
ago?
If you have any
And we
questions,
wind the time
please
forwards
refer to
without
the
it
safety
affecting
card, or
us.
feel free to ask any of the cabin crew as they do their final cabin check. And as always, let us know if there's anything we can do to make your journey more enjoyable.
We don't want this next right because that's Delta.
American Airlines. We fly so you can soar.
Dum, dum, dum. Okay, Echoes. This one will follow the lines. Yeah, I think changing the time will goof it. I noticed there the click box that we had a moment ago said that the system time isn't there. Right, we can check the progress of people at the minute. Satisfactory at the moment. Control that nose wheel a little. Oh my goodness, I've clicked the button and I hate to click it all the time. So we need 3 and 7 for this. That now means that we are not quite on the centre line of the taxiway. Let's get that back. Round we go. Trying to get a nice little screenshot here. Now we're talking. Hopefully, my goodness, why is it turning so much? 100%, yeah, when the A380 comes, I'm going to be absolutely smashing that because it is one of my all-time favourite aircraft to have flown in when I was crew. It's just incredible. The sheer marvel of engineering, the size of it, but the power, the quietness, the comfort, the smoothness, the way it deals with turbulence, it's just amazing. Really good. Badger's on his way. So Echo 8 is on our left. We're not going to line up there. We're going to wait behind this aircraft. I think the way to get around the whole system time being wound forward thing is to select that option that we saw a moment ago in SLC that says give way, no system time. Echo 7, wasn't it? So we're holding behind him. Oh wait, hold on.
LAX traffic was 3495, landing up runway 24 left.
Oh, we'll go for Echo 6. And LAX traffic, American 1719's holding Echo 6, 24 left. The A330neo. Park brake set. I want to make sure that display is down a little bit, which is that one. Turn that down. And then these ones as well.
LAX traffic Osprey 495 departing runway 24 left on the Lady Juliet for departure. LAX traffic.
Lovely jubbly. Jeez. He's off. Los Angeles traffic, American 1719 lining up Echo 624 left to line up and wait. Okay, strobes.
LAX traffic, American 3046, correction 3048, holding short at Echo 7.
Turn that off. We don't get the glare shield affecting us. I remember we're all going to the same place, so we'll need about 2 minutes at least separation. Gas traffic. No mega rush to line up because I think Zagoku's just departed. Just see a little white light up in the distance there where he's gone. Again, we extend over the centre to keep the main undercarriage where we want them. That will then bring us nicely to the centre line pretty much. At least as best as we can. Just smoothly on the brakes. And I'm hoping this is going to look spectacular. Gaming with Fahren. Got to make sure you got TA or TARA on. Okie dokie, shall we go? Vancouver, eh? Auto thrust arms. Los Angeles traffic, American 1719 taking off 24 left Lady J for departure, Los Angeles. Brakes off. We'll set 40%. Toga. Speed's alive. Power set. 80 knots. Weather in Vancouver looks awful. Here we go, V1. Rotate. V2's coming up. There we go, V2. Following the flight directives, we are at positive rates. Gear up into a little bit of wind. The chuffing X happened to my route. Let's put autopilot on for now. Very weird. Look. Why is my route not being displayed? Through flap 5. It's there. It's tracking. It's working through it, but I've got no nav display here.
Cabin crew, you're free to resume duties.
Runway turn off, lights off. Go flaps up into the cloud. Flaps are up. I think we've got a weird bug, yeah. It's a worrying bug though. Same for the the first officer's side as well. What I'll do is a direct to somewhere in a moment. I'm just going to ease off the rate of climb as well. Right, let's put that back there. Okay, but that one displays. If we put it there, look. Weird, weird, weird. Where's Toby in the live chat? We'll do a direct to Lady J. Let's see if that kicks it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. You are now free to turn on your electronic devices.
No, nothing. Look at that.
American traffic,
Weird.
American 3488, departing 24 left
the
via the Lady J for departure.
This is the first time I've ever experienced this.
If you require headphones, please contact a flight attendant and we'll be happy to help.
I'm going to put that one on nav display.
I'm
going to put that one on. It's not going to allow me to do CVU on that one, is it?
Just to let you know, we will be starting our in-flight drink service in a few moments. If you could please clear all aisles and ensure that any bags are placed in the overhead lockers, it would be most appreciated. Thank you. Don't forget.
Right, we're having to go proper non-standard then.
Just press the button above your head and a flight attendant.
Why does it do this to me? I've never seen this bug either. I wonder if it's to do with the livery, because it's a really nice livery, but maybe there's an issue with the way the livery's configured. I don't know. Very weird. Lady J crossing at 8,000. Well, they've had issues before, Willie, with liveries breaking various add-ons, and this is also one of those. So the old version 1 add-ons, for example, could cause issues with this new V2 and that sort of thing. Yeah, Joey, we had the route on the ground, and then I zoomed right in, didn't I? Did the map thing prior to the stream starting. Okay, let's try and sort this to see if we can solve it one way or another. So that's not going to help us really. Ident is good, that's all set. POS-init was set as well at the time. Route was inserted correctly, and along with the departures. Takeoff page is fine.
And LAX traffic American 3048, final call, climbing 5,004-380.
10,000, let's get these lights off and release the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt
What else
sign.
could it be?
You are now free to move around the cabin. However, for your safety, we do recommend that you remain seated with your belt
Don't even have it
at all
on that,
times
do we?
during the
Look.
flight. Thank you.
Okay, let's start right at the top. Flight deck door power on. Emergency lights will go both on. IRSs are both on and aligned. Should have really turned the APU off. Whoops. Fuel is good. That's all set. God, that's well confusing. Why has it done that? We've got the nav display there, so I'm monitoring that. At least that's one. So interestingly, this doesn't work. Back center on aircraft. Reset that. Traffic. It's overlaying data, including airports. I think it's a livery issue. There's no tick box for it. Mega confusing. Anyway, let's get the tunes on. Not much I can do about that now, we're airborne. Oh my god. PFD. Reset that, that just goes to alternate and then auto. That doesn't trigger any reset of anything there. Which livery did we use on lightsim.co? It's the one by Javiation. Doesn't make any sense, does it? So that doesn't rotate, whereas I think we were able to do that before.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start one of our in-flight movies. If you'd like to watch, please plug in your headphones and select channel 18 from your armrest remote.
I mean, there's literally nothing else that we can do to try and trigger this. But the legs are there, it's working, it's loading there, so I reckon they've botched something in the livery and there's an issue with whatever they've put into it with the MFD. So we'll have to watch that one rather closely. In fact, we can turn this whole piece there, that whole centre screen into... Right, we have to fly it like this then. What the heck? That's the only thing I can think of, Willie. They've buggered around with the cockpit texture somewhere, and in doing so has wrecked the displays of the aeroplane. PFD's still good, that's fine. I thought we had it before, unless I checked something else entirely at the time. Oh, what the chuffing heck now? Oh, that's really weird. It's like it's got its own separate CDU there that's not reading the one that we've actually got in, if that makes sense. Bear in mind, I don't have any mods of mods, so the only things I get are liveries for aeroplanes or stuff installed via the place they're meant to be installed from, i.e. the Kuro installer in this case. Nothing on the overhead looks out of place anyway to cause an issue. Tony, you can't change the livery en route without wrecking everything. Oh well. The reason why I chose this livery was because it's supposedly got these really beautiful textures on it. You know what it could be? This Kuro 787 doesn't have a sat dome, does it? Have they added that on? Parallax windows as well, look. Very weird. It has, Joey, interesting. Well, we're having the full Xbox experience today then, aren't we? My goodness. The livery is supposed to be really stunning. Rivets visible and all that sort of stuff as well. Really nice finite details with it. So I have no idea what's wrong with it. Must be one of the things. Could you pause the sim and unpause it to see if it works? What would that do? Bit harsh on the Xboxers. It is a totally different experience though. Yeah, you got to admit that. It is an entirely different experience. I'm curious to know what's on the hood now as well. I wonder how botched that is. That's showing everything fine as well. No, it's quite the opposite from the Dreamliner, isn't it? Yeah, we do need someone from Horizon Sim. Let me swing into their Discord server. I'll put in the little thing there going, I think I found a major bug.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our hot drinks menu. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisles. Thank you.
Right, let's see how long it takes. Could be self-loading cargo integration as well, actually. Living on a player. That's something different to what I've used before. Yeah, we are using self-loading cargo for the first time with this. And FSU IPC7 as well. So I wonder if that has issues. Cabin crew are very busy apparently. What's going on at the back? Drinks and alcohol service. So today I've done a custom service with self-loading cargo. I've decided to throw myself into configuring like an alcohol service and a duty-free service within the flight as well, all at the same time. David, hello, welcome. John says one of the American Airlines liveries on the Kuro disabled all of my sounds. When I picked another livery, everything worked. Not sure which AA livery, but I deleted it. It's one by Javiation on flightsim.to. I'm inclined to believe that it's going to be that causing my problems. But I looked at the comments. I always look at the comments before I download something for stream to see if other people are reporting similar problems, and nobody has mentioned that as an issue. It's this one here. That one. Updated 19 days ago to work with version 2. 8K textures. Loads of downloads. Spoiler warnings. I wonder if that could be the cause of the issue. And redone base textures in 8K. I wonder if that means that they've done some stuff in the flight deck. But yeah, 8 days ago you've truly hit the spot. Very tasteful weathering. Wing details are great. All that sort of thing. Nobody mentioning that there is an issue with this livery. So perhaps it's not. I don't know. Oh well, she flies. You have an answer on Discord. Do I? That was quick. Working title bug at the moment with drawing of the flight path on the nav display. One of the most annoying too. Don't think there is a workaround other than using an alternate display or escape and load again. Wow. Well, the latter we can't do. So there is our flight path for today. We do not have any other nav display. So get your pen out, wet the ink, scribble it in the tech log. I don't want the flash. I've just taken a photograph for them so they can see what I'm on about. Although it's a ruddy, horrendous picture. Oh, I've done all that electronic soldier, yeah, which is why we've got the MFD showing, well, the nav display there. But if we cycle through all of these, just it's not having it. All the different modes. Even the first officer's side is completely buggered. Oddly enough, actually, where have we got? MFD right. CDU. Interestingly, this is shown blank, so we don't have a route in the CDU on this either, which is, again, really weird. But from what they've said on Discord, it's a bug that they cannot solve. It's an issue with the working title and stuff. And they've said that this is the only way to fly it then, basically. To be fair, we don't need the CDU for a little while, do we? So we could... let's see. Yeah, we could just we could have the aeroplane set up like this. It's a pretty major bug, isn't it? A pretty significant bug. Yeah, at least we have a workaround. It's something, isn't it? What it is a locust plague. That's what it is, Willie. It's multiple bugs all flying at you. You can't do anything about it, but it's going to eat all the crops. Either way, I do really like the Kuro 787 regardless. Even if we have some weird issues to work around. And I'm hoping we get some decent little sunrise soon too. We can monitor things like the cabin so we can enjoy the cabin simulation as we fly along. This is a cabin layout that I've set up for Osprey Airways with the Boeing 787-8. So, kind of testing it to see how the service works to make sure all of the passengers can actually be served. A couple of toilets here as well, located around the cabin. Full flight, lots of cargo on board as well. Super weird bug though, isn't it? And we can't solve it, which is a real shame.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and
Good
you're
morning,
enjoying
Matthew.
flying with us so far. We've reached our cruise level and are currently flying at an altitude of 38,000 feet. We're expecting to arrive on time as planned. Progress is going very well. Unless anything changes in the meantime, you'll next hear from me around the time
The
we start
toilets
our
are getting
descent. So I'll
overworked,
leave you in
aren't
the
they?
hands of our excellent cabin crew. Thank you.
It's funny watching this work though. It is interesting kind of watching it all tick away and work away. Total cabin management. So we can see here that we've got drink service in progress. It's almost finished, and a couple of the crew, even though it says monitoring passengers, they're going to be prepping the food service, which is starting in 5 minutes. From that, alcohol service scheduled in 25 minutes. The idea being the food service will work its way through the cabin, and then I thought timing wise the alcohol service will come through whilst people are having their grub, and then in 59 minutes from now the duty free service will pass through, hopefully BA style. Just wave the magazine, any duty free, and if they flag you down then you can put your order in. If not, then you don't get any. And the movie's already in progress too. All these toilets on board, toilets 5 and 6 are available at the moment, and toilet 0. So we've got 8 toilets on board. Half of them at the moment are in use. The sim guy, this is self-loading cargo. Scratch guard selling, Chris. I think that's an American Airlines thing, isn't it? I don't think it's ever been done on BA. I don't remember selling any scratch cards. Although actually, when I worked at Thomson, now TUI, they sold scratch cards. Absolutely hated it. Oh, look at that, my goodness. The toilets are just in constant use. Toilet 4 and 7 now are the only ones free. Cabin lights whacked up, max. I wonder if I can turn those down somehow. Wi-Fi is buzzing away. Shuts, good afternoon. Gonna have to open the special fuel jettison at this rate, won't we? Now I can't get rid of the ruddy taskbar at the bottom. So this is one of the things that frustrates the heck out of me with self-loading cargo. The toolbar on my display keeps reappearing every time I use self-loading cargo and open it up and open a different window. Can't do anything about it. Literally nothing I can do. And self-loading cargo makes it very difficult to actually show it in stream because you have to display the entire monitor, everything on it, everything in the background. If you click it, it will become active in front. But there's no other way to display that. But as an end user, you guys don't need to worry about that sort of thing. Really, really distracting having the throttles in the way. So we don't even have a working CDU. TCAS ahead 20 miles. In fact, this doesn't even have traffic. There we go. And I want to increase the range as well. How do I do that? I don't think I can on this one. Oh, there we go, on that scrolly wheel. Weird. This is very alien, isn't it? So, let's look at the METAR to CYVR. And is there a digital ATIS? I know there is for Los Angeles, isn't there? But is there one that you can Google for Vancouver? (1342Z) expected in Vancouver. Got an hour and a bit. We've got a fair bit to go anyway before I start to worry about inserting any stars. So when we get to Choir, or DSD in fact, before reaching Seattle, that's where I think we'll whack it all in. No, these ones are all slave to the captain's side. There isn't an AP2 either. They both are. It's on or off on this, isn't it? That's the thing. Right, where else are we? So that's completely useless for us. So we'll just hit nav display down here then and have it all on here. So now if I increase the range, yeah, that doesn't do anything. I don't know what it did do. We just hit either a bit of turbulence or something, but we went up 100. 100 feet. Christ. Probably do a cabin announcement. PA system. Oh.
Good morning once again from the cockpit.
Anyone available is
on schedule. The flight so far.
Oh well.
Just to keep you updated, we look to be making good progress and are expecting to arrive on time as planned. We'll keep
San
you
Fran
posted if anything changes.
is over there
but
somewhere.
In the meantime, enjoy the remainder of the flight, and I'll speak to you again once we're about to start our descent. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our breakfast and lunch menu. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisles. Thank you.
Grizzle 7, arrival for 8 left, most likely, David says. Ah, interesting. We'll do, yeah, 8 left actually, yeah, that's what we planned for, in fact, to be fair. Let's put it in, let's see. What the heck? This is a mess. Let's see what happens. ILS Zulu 8 left. Grizzly 7. Via... Oh, is it via pay? I think it is. Let's whack the charts on. It's going to be via pay, isn't it? Yeah. Bezov, Egret, jet aircraft. Yeah, lovely. So we might have a double kind of duplicate here then on our flight display. But we will have a little look. DSD, yeah, and then pay. So we're going to select that one, and we're going to overwrite from there and hit execute, and then that's going to have our star input for us. Now, having done quite a significant change, let's see if that may have fixed it. No. Oh, why does it do this to me? Alright, we're gonna have to just... In fact, let's be smart with this. Let's go to CDU. We'll go CDU. Oh, it doesn't let me have double nav display. That was gonna be my... That was going to be my smart move, so I could just look down and see the nav display there, then look across to the second page.
Would be fantastic, thank you.
No problem.
Give me some gin, that's what I need from the crew. I'm a little bit torn. I mean, you guys obviously you don't know what I do for work, but I've been offered a temporary promotion. Now, I don't know if I want to take it or not, because it's very little extra money. It's not the actual rate that I would get if I was promoted. And I'm also trying to get promoted properly at the moment this year. And I'm very torn as to whether or not I take it or not, but it would mean entirely moving to a team that is completely opposite to the one I currently work on. And I don't know if I want to do that.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. I've made your drinks. They're waiting for you in the galley area.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Not really, David. I've done it a lot in the past. But it actually hasn't helped me very much at all. Because last year I'd done it for a couple of months consistently last year, and then I didn't make the grade for promotion, basically. So it doesn't actually help you. What they do is they kind of just they use and abuse you because you're a resource that they can use to fill a space that they can't fill, and that they don't necessarily want to pay full whack for. So instead of getting, say, £200, £300 a month extra, I would only be getting £100 extra a month. Let's see how we're doing on here. So we zipped out of LAX. Quite impressed actually, the RTX4090 dealt with it very well. Headed out onto the Lady J departure, over Calabasas. And then we headed up north, over the Malibu Hills, Santa Clarita, Bakersfield. We've got one aircraft there. He's off to Seattle though, not us, not our little pack. Zato's behind us. In, is that a bare metal 777? Love it. Can't wait for the PMDG 777 when that does come to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's going to be so good. Very, very excited for that. Is there a Payware San Francisco that's been released yet, by the way, folks? We need to fly there at some point if there is. Badger up ahead as well, flying Polar. And we had Zagoku in the A330-900 as well, the Airbus A330-900 Osprey Airways, looking spectacular. Zagoku, actually, how did you find the LAX, the iniBuilds LAX? You purchased it for today, didn't you? I'm interested to hear how you're finding it. That is a lot of weather over Vancouver at the minute. In fact, I put the command, didn't I, for the METAR in the live chat a moment ago, but I don't think I actually read it. Oh no, it just didn't load it. Let's try again. Joey's over the Pacific heading to Tokyo. Nice. Are you flying the Kuro as well? What is going on with the METAR command? That's a J-Aviation livery as well, isn't it, Joey Goofy, I think? Hey, that's good, Lazarus. I mean, half of the options you don't actually need. A lot of the ground clutter, tugs, dollies, all that sort of thing. If you're using GSX, you don't need it. You know what? I think the METAR for Vancouver might not be actually working, because I've just typed it into vPilot on VATSIM, and it is also not pulling any data, which is weird. Josh, welcome. Thanks, Badger. I was just Googling it to try and find out, but that's it. That's some horrible weather into Vancouver, isn't it? So we've got a crosswind of 5 knots, 4 statute miles visibility, and light rain and mist. Few clouds 1,100 feet above ground level, scattered 2,500 above ground level, and overcast at 9,000 above ground level. Temperature's 18 degrees. The dew point's 18 degrees as well, so there is zero spread. Therefore, we can expect low visibility, and the altimeter 2985. Density altitude is 500 feet. So we compare that against the elevation of 13 feet. It's going to basically, so the aeroplane is going to perform as if it's taking off or landing and flying at 500 feet when you're on the ground. And then we've got cloud reports, surface fog, scattered, and altocumulus. And the numbers mean the octas as well, folks. So where we see it's quite an interesting METAR actually to read. When we see SF1, SC4, AC4 in the METAR, as Badger's put it in the live chat there. Let me pin that actually as well, just to make it really stand out for you guys. There you go. So we can deduce from that that there is currently some pretty low visibility and challenging weather, so to speak, at Vancouver. Low visibility, light rain, fog, mist, that sort of thing, low cloud, density altitude as well, higher than the pressure the elevation at the airport itself. Although 500 feet for a Dreamliner shouldn't be that challenging. SF1, SC4, AC4 though is the octas. So if it was 0 octas, octas are rated out of 8, isn't it? So if we had SF0, that means that there would be no cloud, no surface fog, whereas we have 1 out of 8 octas coverage of surface fog. Was that sea fog actually? It might be sea fog. I'll have to Google it and find out. Scattered. We've got stratocumulus, which is the SC, and that's 4. So 4 out of 8 octas, half the sky is covered, and then altocumulus, 4 out of 8 again, half the sky is covered. I'm looking for SF to actually find and identify what that means, but I can't see. I mean, there's SFC for surface. Yeah, weird. SF isn't in my little list. No, I'm still on V-Pilot. Hello Liam, welcome. Look at this fiery sunrise. I've lost you from V-Pilot. Yeah, Lazarus on TCAS. Have you disconnected from V-Pilot? In fact, no, I can see you there. You're there. You're just not on TCAS at the minute. Oh no, there you are. You're obscured by the speed brake. Stratus Fractus. Wow, there we go. My goodness. So there's Stratus Fractus covering 1/8 of the sky. Stratocumulus covering 4/8 of the sky, and was it AC? Yeah, altocumulus covering 4/8 of the sky. Maybe the VATSIM network's struggling at the minute. I don't know, very weird. Because I've just tried to log on. appearance, grey, featureless, low-altitude cloud capable of ground contact. That's what stratus fractus is. So it's a posh Latin way of just saying foggy. That's all it is. Foggy. Stratus fractus. I've just had an idea for some new channel merch. Oh jeez. Oh, who comes up with these things, honestly? Look at that! Lovely! Oops. My goodness, fat fingers. We'll leave it there and watch that for a little bit. Yeah, why don't they just put fog? So it could be sea fog, it could be mist, it could be, I mean, I assume because it's coastal, isn't it? You would expect with where's that METAR again? 140 at 5. So where it is, there's Vancouver. The winds are kind of coming over from Nanaimo there. In fact, no, they're not. Yeah, they're coming to 40. Hold on, let me get my bearings. They're coming kind of over the valleys here, aren't they? They're sweeping in and around the valley here and across, and the wind's coming over the ocean. If it's travelling 140 at whatever it was. So it would just be fog, mist, haze coming off the valleys as opposed to sea fog. I think that's how we can deduce that coming out, I think. I don't know. Melvin, welcome. Pengvos. I'm having to start the sim from Xbox or Microsoft Store and reset every setting. If I start the sim without that, it gets stuck at syncing data. Should I reinstall? It sounds like maybe you need to make sure your Microsoft Store or your Xbox app are updated, I think, to be honest. Yeah. Andy, yeah, that makes sense. Fractus clouds, also called fractostratus and fractocumulus, are small, ragged cloud fragments that are usually found under an ambient cloud base. Ambient, well, we know the temperature is 18 degrees Celsius, but the dew point as well is 18 degrees Celsius, so there is no spread at all. So we've got overcast cloud at 9,000 feet. Anything below that could be stratofractus, fractostratus, fractocumulus, all that kind of thing. But certainly with light rain and fog, few clouds at 1,100, we can expect pretty low visibility. And if that's stratofractus 1/8, we might actually have that drift over the runway on final and make us lose visibility potentially. Clipper, morning buddy. I hope you guys are enjoying this sunrise. It is obviously very dark out of LAX, which is partially a bit disappointing, but we kept it on live time, live weather. And it's actually turning into a beautiful sunrise, so when we get to Vancouver we should have some good good light, good vision into all of that weather ahead of us, hopefully. That would be quite nice. A couple serving food still, lots of crew monitoring passengers. Overall, actually, they're having a satisfactory flight still. How can it be satisfactory? They're even being served booze. Bernie, hello buddy. Hope you're well. Yeah, we've got a rare bug that Horizon Simulations have said they've had a number of reports for. And we're running the nav display off the lower MFD now because it doesn't work any other way. I don't know. I wonder if it's a self-loading cargo clash because FSU IPC is trying to read the data from this. I don't know, it's very confusing, isn't it? I don't think we'll get to the bottom of it. Certainly I won't. I'm too technically thick to try and work this out, to be honest. It's got me stumped. But hey ho. We're getting through it. That's good enough for me. We've got... Where's that aeroplane that we had in front of us? 2,000 below. We're about to overtake. Let's find out. Oh yeah, there's the livery. First look. Oof. Look at that. Absolutely juicy. Trying to time now the screenshot so we get the reflection as well. Let's see if I've got that working. Hopefully I have. Yes! Check out that new screenshot on Volanta. Jeez! Very good. And where is Goku? We're about to go scoot past. No, I can't see him. Is V-Pilot having server issues today? Look at that, so good. I've just tried to log on to the V-Pilot website. Look down. Oh, there he is! Let me try and get that screenshot. Very good. Zoom zoom. Great spot. Thanks to Goku, I'd have been looking for ages. So this livery, if we go right in, now that we can kind of see it, J'Aviation has done a lot of work with things like these decals and textures. Look at that. So the emergency escape hatch for the flight deck, that's been textured. We've got like little bits of dirt on the windshield as well from like the aerodynamic drag pushing that dirty air over the front of the aircraft, and you can see in the reflection there rivets as well. Look at the rivet work. Actually look three-dimensional, don't they? Really, really nice. Even the pitot heat, look, right pitot is labelled. So it's a beautiful livery, which is why I wanted to use it today. Can't really see it, we'll have a look when we get closer. But the cargo hold areas as well, that's been textured. Proper cool. It is, Bernie, yeah. I've tested, as I was saying earlier on, tested a Osprey Airways Boeing 787-8 2 class configuration SLC profile for today, which is the active profile used for Osprey on self-loading cargo when you're flying the 787. So that is now available to select and download via the SLC website for those of you who use the add-on. It's a really good livery this, isn't it? My goodness. This is what I wanted to be in today. I mean, I think maybe the lights are a bit too bright and a bit too crazy, but we can look through that, can't we? David says, just spawned into Vancouver, visibility sucks. What do you reckon it is in comparison to the METAR? Worse or better? By the way, next week we're going to head to Ponta Delgada, and we were supposed to do it today, but iniBuilds took too long basically to reply. They offered me a press copy to review for today, and then they took too long in actually sending it to me when I committed and said yes. So because of that, Loki says hello everybody. Because of that, it means that we can't do that today, because otherwise I would never have scheduled today's stream in time. But next week we'll fly to Ponta Delgada. We have one copy to give away to a winner on the live stream as well, which will be quite good. And I've got a little plan, because we also have MM Simulations Horta. So we're either going to fly, I haven't decided yet, we're either going to fly from Heathrow on the BA service, the A320, from Heathrow down to Ponta Delgada, or perhaps we fly Osprey Airways. We can hop down to Ponta Delgada from Gatwick or somewhere, and then we can do a hop to Horta as well, and we can check out 2 brand new sceneries at the same time in one stream. Crikey, Andy, good afternoon. On VATSIM yesterday, and there were at least 5 Concords crossing the Atlantic. Bernie, yeah, AIG have had a very nice UI update. I covered it in a video earlier on today. Although I did manage to find a bug with updating, which they've now patched and fixed. Which is, yeah, quite good. But yeah, they've changed a number of features, improved performance in quite a few areas as well. And all of the FAIB aircraft textures and models, they've all been improved and optimized, and the lights and everything have been retweaked as well. So huge changes from AIG, finally kind of waking up to compete with FSLTL a little bit, which only means, well, it's only a good thing, isn't it? Because ultimately it means that we've got oh my god, I forgot my train of thought. No, completely forgot. AIG. Better performance. Oh yeah, so comparing it to the two, my goodness, you can tell I'm going back to work tomorrow. It's crazy, isn't it? Because I still obviously haven't recovered from night shift 2 days ago. It does take a while for your body to get back to like a normal sync. But yeah, AIG now, they've stepped it up a little bit. Modernised their user interface and their app and a few other bits to finally compete with FSLTL, and I'm hoping that will now mean that FSLTL will also try to up their game a little bit, and therefore they begin to compete with each other a little bit more proactively. And bearing in mind they're both freeware projects, that's going to be a huge win for the community. It doesn't matter which one is better, they're both very, very good, and I use both. Kevin47, welcome. The weather in Vancouver in real life is great and gloomy, not ideal to go to work in. I know, not ideal to fly in either. It doesn't sound good, does it? Looking forward to it, it's going to be fun. It does shuts, yeah. Look at that. I think, Joey Goofy, their A300 is going to make an appearance, I reckon. I'm not sure, but they've got a number of summer surprises lined up for the next couple of weeks. I get the feeling the A300 might be one of those. I think is it an announcement or is it a release for their summer surprises? Let's see. 24th of August to the 28th of August. That's when this summer surprise module thing is going to come about. Pretty special stuff. Sales, new releases, and even some special new vendors joining the store, bringing aircraft as well as scenery to the community. Okay, so maybe not an iniBuilds aircraft. Maybe a different developer, like Aeroplane Heaven, that kind of thing. Ooh, maybe the Lancaster. And they're asking content creators to promote it as much as possible. So I get an email which goes to all of their paid content creators, but then also folks like myself who don't get paid by the developers. So I'm under no obligation at all to promote anything. It depends how good it is. If it's genuinely good, then I'll talk about it. If not, then I won't. Afternoon, Paul. I hope you're well. Bernie says, now there's a plane I haven't heard of for a while. The old Boeing 727. I remember as a kid walking up the back stairs through the tail. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? We do need a Malaga, don't we, Joey? It's really, really frustrating that we don't have a Malaga. Such a key airport in Europe. Yet completely neglected. It's odd. Somebody's asking about specs, Paul. There you go. The command is in the live chat for you, and it's going to load all of the spec up. Bam. There you go. Enjoy. That's what we're on. I'm having to keep an eye on all these turns, really, to make sure it doesn't do something rogue. Ba, ba, ba. Definitely prefer this over the 787-10. It's just a little bit more usable, isn't it? Much more flexible with various ops. Certainly, I know I've talked about it before, but flying those TUI summer scheduled services across to Kos and Talia and a few other locations. Perfect. Twin aisle short haul hops. Means you can get more out of these add-ons. They're not just long haul jets. The Boeing 787-10, by contrast, can't fit into a lot of these Greek locations. And with that, it limits what you can do with it. Please, look at that. Very nice. Badger, I think the traffic controller is still the same as the old version, which I did a video on a little while ago, so it might be worth having a little look and then let me know whether it is or not. Straight into the cabin, toilet flush. Self-loading cargo. Bernie, yeah, the new power supply, this MSI Meg AI 1300p, so good. Seems a lot more stable. There's an LEMG on Sim Market, Paul says. Who's it by? It's probably really crap. Let me Google it. LEMG MSFS. Here we go. €17.50 by Borelli. I think they make pretty average. Yeah, no, that's crap. That's really crap. Don't buy that. My goodness. That's literally looks like a port from FSX. This is the one he's on about. Look at that. That is not good. Custom apron, that's alright. I mean, that just... look at the buildings there. Look, if we zoom in... it won't let me zoom in. Probably a good job. But there is a Freeware Malaga on flightsim.to that I would say is better than that. Look at how nasty the tower textures are there. Yeah, don't buy that, folks. This is almost £20 of your hard-earned cash. My goodness. Oh, look at that. Nah. Absolutely not worth 17 euros. Hell no. No, not good at all. Yeah, there is a Freeware one. It's pretty average, but again, like Joey says, it's Freeware, so you don't expect it to be mind-blowingly good. And if it is, then it takes you by surprise. But we've got 99% are thirsty. He's very thirsty. He's very tired as well. How do we turn the cabin lights down? I don't think we can. Oh, he's sleeping. How can he moan about it then if he's asleep? So I do like this because you can... oh, he's sleeping as well. Oh my goodness, all of the thirsty people are asleep. Okay, he's not. We'll request a drink for him. Keep him happy. Braden Webb. And then business class. Let's request alcohol for him. There is an alcohol service actually that's about to start, I think, isn't there? Where is the cabin services? Here we go. Scheduled in 18 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. Duty free scheduled in 15. Okay, well she said no to him for the alcohol, but she then said the alcoholic drink service is on the way, so it won't be long. That's pretty good. So they're kind of proactively managing the passengers. And there is the sun. Oh yeah, yeah. Save it for something worthwhile spending on. Bet you're glad you asked now. Most things on Sim Market are horrendous, folks. Yeah, most things are pretty rubbish on Sim Market. 99% of add-ons, but there are a couple of really nice ones on there. Oh, that's weird. Just been disconnected off vPilot. I wonder if all the servers are struggling. Has anyone else had any issues? Yeah, they enable all the crap developers, the horrible, really nasty crap developers like Redoc, 3D, all that kind of thing. The best thing for people to do is turn their back on places like Sim Market, and don't buy don't buy anything from there. You can get most of the good add-ons via things like Contrail, Orbex, Just Flight's website, Aerosoft's website. You don't really need to look at Sim Market for many others, really. I know Contrail, for example, Lars, the person who runs it, he hand tests every bit of scenery, all of the add-ons, the aircraft, all that sort of thing, before he even lets them go onto the store at Contrail. So the idea behind that is that it makes quality key from the start. And that's what SimMarket doesn't care about. I've also found previously as well, I've mentioned it in a couple of review videos, there was that, was it the X-Back SB little plane that went, it was like a little aerobatic plane that I went zipping around in. Now I actually found that the developer had put fake reviews onto SimMarket as a verified purchaser, as if he'd done it for real. So SimMarket is plagued full of fake reviews, with the developers themselves reviewing their own products to say how amazing they are, when actually they are dog mess. So you've got to be really careful with SimMarket. That's why I really, really dislike that place nowadays. It's not worth you guys spending that much time on it, and it's something. It's just a very shady place. Very shady place. Stick with Contrail, Orbex, JustFlight, Aerosoft. Buy from those marketplaces and apps instead. Kevin47, yeah, well, in real life 737 MAX pilots should have known better. Because very quickly some of the footage and reviews that came out on it showed how utterly dreadful it was. I mean, that's the problem with SimMarket as well, Clipper. The Mad Dog is exclusive to SimMarket, which is a real shame because they're limiting themselves to pretty awful company. I would love to see the Mad Dog appear on Contrail at some point in the future, and I have tried to make that happen as well. I've tried to contact the developer behind the Mad Dog and say, look, have you thought about putting it on Orbex? Have you thought about putting it on Contrail instead? And he didn't bother replying. And Contrail were quite keen to get it put into Contrail as well, so that's how much they've kind of lost out there. They must have some really rogue exclusivity contract with SimMarket that's kind of pincered them in. No, it's exclusive to SimMarket, Willie. And that's the other thing as well. So Contrail allow you to transfer your licenses, don't they? So you can move your products from SimMarket across to Contrail if you wish. Now SimMarket have manoeuvred to prevent that from happening, which is really, really unfortunate, quite frustrating. So they've changed it now, so you cannot find your licenses via the app or via anything else, via the add-on installer or anything else. So you can't find where your license code is now. Therefore, you can't transfer your license away from SimMarket. So they're now actively trapping people. I know. I think it's retention though, Willie. It makes people have to go back to the SimMarket website to update, and in the process you might just come across something else you might want to buy. If that makes sense. That's the only thing I can think of that might play a part in it. Do we know when the A220 will be on Microsoft Flight Simulator? Leo's asking. No, not sure to be honest. I would say some point 2024 if we're lucky. It's hard to tell. I mean, SimMarket have actively started blocking people as well, so if you slate them massively, if you go onto their Facebook and you start posting negative comments on their Facebook or their Twitter, they're actively deactivating accounts as well. Yeah, I will buy Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be quite good. It's on flightsim.to, Clipper, but let me dig it out of my uploads setting account thingy. Hold on, let me find it. I've got a specific one for the Just Flight Fokker F28 custom views. There we go. Lots of custom views, I've called it. There. I think we can set, if we go to VAS Airplane Toolbox just to look at performance on arrival, I think we can maybe expect and assume the runway is going to be wet. So I'm going to update that. And I'm going to drop the touchdown zone about 200 meters. Oh wow, okay. Flap 25, flap 30. Not really much difference. Both reversers, auto brake 4 apparently, flap 25. I just changed it from 3,000 to 2,800. To be fair, I could probably just do 100 meters.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting our duty-free service in a few minutes.
Oh, lovely.
If you could please clip all
Any
aisles
duty-free?
and ensure that bags are placed in the overhead lockers.
Clipper, appreciate it.
If you're wondering what we have available to order, please see the details.
And it says some people are having major issues with the Microsoft Flight Simulator menus. How do you mean? I know there's a weird bug, isn't there, from one of the sim updates recently where you pressed... if you go out of it and you're using like a replay mod, I've had it a few times, it will then kind of explode all of your airplanes in your hangar all over the main menu, which is super weird. But they haven't fixed that. But I would see if you're using stuff like, if you're using things like Google Map enhancement mods, cockpit texture enhancement mods, anything weird and wonderful that could cause problems, take them out and try again. If you've got any ripped products, hopefully you shouldn't, and you don't, but delete those because some of them might be broken. Paul says, I did ask recently about if you used the FFS E-Jets recently last week. Another update has since been done. Would be good to see some Osprey ops in it. So it sounds like, Paul, actually you might have been using it fairly recently compared to when we flew it a little while ago. Compared to when we used it a little while ago, how has it changed? What kind of changes have they implemented, and how has it improved? I'm curious to hear your kind of thoughts with it all, really. My guy who was asleep, thirsty, should be awake now because, oh no, he's still sleeping. So's that one. He's reading a book. She is rather. Kitty Bryant, 39, female. She needs the toilet and she's also very thirsty, so I'm going to request a drink from her. My goodness. Using Wi-Fi, waiting attention. There's no option here to see if they are actually buying duty free. So I wonder if they've just walked through the cabin. In fact, if we load this one up, cabin management window. Oh, duty free starting in 4 minutes, so it's not quite ready yet. Alcohol scheduled in 30 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. Have we already had an alcohol service? Actually, it will tell me in this manifest thing here. Can I possibly have a drink? Would you like something to eat? Sounds like the alcohol service is a bit boshed on this. Doing well though. Duty free is about to start. Andy, yeah, weird. So maybe there's a server issue, because I know we've had, was it one of the sim updates before, wasn't it, where there was server issues and it was causing all manner of weird behaviour at the moment, or at the time rather, with the MSFS menus, the live weather as well. When that went down, that went through a phase of causing crash to desktops and a few other bits. It was really weird. Duty free is a scam, but on duty free you can buy travel exclusive products. Ah, fair enough. Full. Is it still very default though? Yep, good afternoon, buddy. Doing his own North America flight today for UPS in 767. Louisville to Anchorage. UPS cargo. There is no ATC, James. We are Unicom all the way. Night Shepherds, hello buddy. Just updated his AIG after seeing my tutorial go live this morning. Wow, how much easier. It certainly is, isn't it? Totally different experience. It's nice that they now are competing with FSLTL, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, because it's going to kind of ramp up the competition between the two groups who don't, by all means, seem to really like each other at all. I'm hoping that's going to now create active competition between the two of them. FSLTL might now respond with some other change of some sort, and then AIG will fight back with another change, and we'll go on from there. Lovely views down there, the mountains, look at that. I mean, I've still got my custom Osprey Airways VMR, sorry. I've got the AIG VMR with all of the AIG stuff installed, and I've got all of FSLTL installed with the FSLTL VMR. So I've got 3 VMRs and VATSIM, and it covers literally everything that you could dream of, but it does take up about 70 gigabytes of hard drive space for both of those packages.
Gentlemen, we are
I love
starting
that.
the duty-free service. If you'd like to purchase anything from our catalogue, please place your tray in the down position and have your payment ready.
Andy, interesting. They've responded pretty quick.
Accept all major credit cards and cash for smaller value items. We cannot swap currencies at this time. Please make sure the aisles are clear as the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft. Thank you.
So MSFS then, the team confirming there is an outage that may prevent players to use the sim today. We're currently investigating, we'll provide updates as soon as we're able to. Microsoft Flight Simulator team's customer support. So it sounds like we've been really lucky then. Maybe that's why we're having this weird bug today. There's some weirdness going on in the sim, where something in a server that perhaps working title needs feed off has gone down. I don't know, pure assumption, but we'll pretend like that is the case. G'day Massive Simulations, welcome. Flight's going okay. We're having to fly with the redundancy mode here and have the nav display down here. We have some issues with the nav displays today, but we're getting through it. It's as good as we're going to get. I think if we're in the sim, I mean, I'm going to jinx it now, aren't we? But hey, I'm not going to. Yeah, we've got land. We'll find out soon, otherwise it's going to be an awkward approach. Low visibility into Vancouver, and then just as we punch out through the fog, we realise it's just water because the sim's broke. Going with Farhan, that'd be cool. Have a good one, Night Shepherd. Kevin47 says maybe Mathis joining PMTG has broken the servers. What do people think of that? I've seen very mixed reactions across the internet basically since this news has come out that Mathis is joining PMTG, having jumped off the ship of Aerosoft. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm very surprised. Badge saying just about to fly past Mount Rainier. On our right or even on our left? Not sure. Ah. That's what Badge is on about. Mount Rainier up there. Lovely. So we'll be passing that shortly. I'm curious to see how the atmosphere on the PMTG forums may change. I think that's the general concern that people are, from what I've read over the last 24 hours, that's kind of the theme of where people's worries go. People that have made me butted heads with him in the Aerosoft forum previously. Ooh, look, there we go. The new wing bounce, the engine bounce from the Kuro. Just vibrating away, bouncing around. A little bit of unstable air. There goes the toilet again, brilliant. Tanks are filling up, and look at this weather now starting to render in around us. This is stunning. We're in for a treat when we get to Vancouver, guys. This is going to be very challenging, I think. If you're still looking to fly somewhere today as well, you have got time to join us perhaps. If you want, if you can get in the sim, that is, I suppose. In about 10 minutes we'll be over SeaTac, 20 minutes we'll be over SeaTac. We'll be thinking about descent then into Vancouver. So you could do a little short hop from SeaTac to Vancouver, that's an option for you, potentially. And all that weather in the hills there. Aha! There's Aki, flying the A340 out of Frankfurt. Equidistant, actually, almost to us, so it looks like he would just get in ahead of us. But he's about to go through that horrendous weather northeast of Vancouver there. So with that in mind, I can't really see it on this ruddy display. So top of descent in 160 nautical miles. I don't think the drink service is happening. Scheduled in 41 minutes. I don't get that. So apparently the alcohol service is just getting pushed back constantly. Maybe I've set it up wrong. I don't know. Very weird. I need to understand how that works and changes. Navrad page, what have we got? So let's check the data. Wrong one, charts. I have to do a bit of multitasking and stuff with just this set of MFD screens. Bearing in mind the others have failed. So Grizzly 7 arrival. ILS 01 left. We're going to enter over Payne Fields, Payne Everett. 1106 for the VOR. And then we're going to head 332 degrees via Bezov, where there's a hold, past Mount Vernon regional, and then jet aircraft between 10 to 12,000 feet at 280 knots. Then heading right up towards Boundary Bay, and then flying almost a downwind leg via TACGO at 10, Vancouver VOR at 8,000, NACMA 210 max speed at or above 3,000. And then from there 263 degrees, expecting vectors to ILS 08 left and right and 13. So we're expecting ILS 08 left. If we go back to the flights tab here, Junior right BN, welcome on board to you. You can see IFR is very bad at the minute, the conditions are very bad at Vancouver. In fact, if we go to the weather overlay, you can kind of see how this has moved across at the moment, and the general direction of the weather system. So it looks like the worst of it has gone past already. So that's the weather radar. If we can look at icing with the severity. So there was some icing actually earlier on. Visibility. North of Vancouver, look, in the hills, 0 vis. But it suggests that Vancouver's okay, which is interesting, because I don't think it is. At least the METAR suggests otherwise. Ceiling 3. Brilliant. Visibility 2. So it's showing pretty rubbish. Alright, let's get rid of that anyway, it's not particularly helpful. From the approaches then, on a, where is it, ILS, Zulu 08 left, the final. So from NACMA we have the vectors that we just spoke about a minute ago, and then we're going to have to work around to MCAM, followed by final approach 08 left, which is going to look like that. So from 14 DME at 3000, the radar fix of MCAM will then begin our final approach, which it consists of a 3-degree glide slope or glide path angle. Depending on our ground speed in knots, our vertical speed would correlate to one of those roughly. So if our ground speed is 160 knots on approach, that 3 degrees glide path angle would be around 850 foot per minute. But from 3000 at 9.4 DME, heading then onto the glide slope into 08 left, which is the north side of the runway. We're not going to make Mach 1, potentially make Mach 3, but most likely with our config, and if we predict the runway is wet, we will vacate at Mach 5 down the bottom end using reverse and auto brake 4. It'll probably be Mach 3, will probably be the one we end up off though, but we'll plan for Mach 5, which will be then a right turn onto Mach to head back to taxi in. And Doc has told us gate 72, which is on another chart somewhere. Always look for where you might head after. Gate 72. There it is, right at the top. So short taxi, Mach 5 or Mach 3, and then in via Tango or Sierra, probably Sierra actually, so Mach Sierra, and then into 72. Which I'm hoping is a heavy stand. I assume it is. I'm going to pin that chart. So we need to make sure the ILS frequency in the Navrad page matches 110.55. It does. and the course 082. It says 083 on the charts though, interestingly enough, but I will leave that to 082 because I worry that I'm going to break something else. We'll just have to see how we go when we do enter that pea soup. We need to look at the VNAV page for the descent. So we need to change the speed because we're on a high cost index today. We need to then think about changing the speed to a lower figure. We could do 270 knots on the descent. That's going to be a bit better. Descent forecast. Ooh, we've not done that. So on New Sky, if we scroll down, we can just pick a couple of winds. If we go down to this wind information tab, just for the sake of simplicity, transition level is 180, and we will go for a couple of altitudes. So flight level 350. 223. That's 61. 200, 247 at 26. Junes, 247 at 26. I remember using this bit of music for a preview video I did for something a little while ago. Great song. 15,000 to the other side of the transition level, 255 at 22. We could put the arrival one in as well, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to put this flight level 100 in, or the 10,000 foot winds. Like I said, I'm just going to keep it simple. 234 at 15. Cool. So actually we've changed this to Mach 80 slash 270. So that's just changing the profile for our descent today. Progress to top of descent, 70 nautical miles, 1324. So 10 minutes. We're going to tell the crew. It's going to get busy.
Hello, Captain.
Just to let you know, there's around 10 minutes to go until we start descending.
Thank you. Hi, Captain.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot what I needed.
No problem.
Give me some snacks. PA system. 10 minutes to descent.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We'll be starting...
And then we go outside. And it cuts the announcement because you can't hear the PA from the exterior in real life. There's the mountain that we mentioned a moment ago. Badger overflew. Grab a little screen grab of that. And our lovely contrails blasting into the background. Actually, that could be the mountain there. This is a fantastic livery. Really good work. Look at the tail, the reflections and the marks and things that they've put on it. It's just insane. Very talented. This is going to be tough because we're going to be looking down here whilst trying to manage everything else going on. We're going to be looking down here to manage A, the CDU from CDU2, the lower MFD, but then also the nav display actually being visible, but partially obscured by the physical bits in the flight deck. We mentioned auto brake 4. What the? Approach ref, let's fill this in. So 159.8. Flaps 25. We've got no auto brake, folks, as well. There's another bug. There's got to be livery related, surely. There's got to be like a panel texture file somewhere that's breaking all this. Doesn't make any sense. Vectors, Namca vectors, discontinuity, we'll leave that there. We need that there because we're not necessarily going to connect the two up. We'll leave it there intentionally, but we might delete it and clear it just as we get to that point. Haven't quite decided yet. I'm not going to worry about putting a fixed ring in either. It's just going to needlessly complicate things. The local QNH is 2985. Let's get that set. 2985. Which is probably 1012, isn't it? Ah, David, no worries, buddy. Damn it. What else? Minimums. So on the ILS, our minimums for today, 213. Set. So VREF, Barrow, local pressure. Okay, no auto brake. So manual braking it is. That's down to me. Hydraulics are fine though. There's no warnings. We've got no master caution. If I recall the errors, for goodness sake. Yeah, we've got no warnings. I'm going to leave the engine display there, actually. That could be quite useful. And then down here we'll pop the nav display on. That one's not helping us at all. In fact, I could... No, that's closed off as well, so we can't even flick it across to the ILS mode. It's got to be a livery panel file, surely. I'm gonna have a little look, bear with. Because I'm curious. MSFS folder, packages, community. In fact, no, it's not. It's in FS add-ons, liveries. Kuro, American. Livery _ KLM.png. I think that's half the problem. And there's a 787 XML file from inside here as well. Yeah, weird. I think there's some overhang from another livery in here somewhere. Oh goodness me, we've hit top descent. This is so difficult. Not be, you know, where's top of descent? It's right there. Oh, so we haven't hit it yet. It's just warning us. It's so hard to see now without it being either on there or here. This is tough, guys. And then we're about to go into low vis with no nav display that's actually working. Oh, jeez. PA system intercom. We have another option.
Hi.
How's it going?
Everything seems to be okay. There's nothing to report.
Okay, no problem. I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks.
Expand. Taking a snack to some passengers. Intercom, PA. On
Good
schedule.
morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoying flying with us so far.
Okay,
Just to
top
keep you
of
updated,
descent.
we look to be
Here we
making
go.
good progress and are expecting to arrive on time as planned. We'll keep you posted if anything changes, but in the meantime enjoy the remainder of the flight and I'll speak to you again once we're about to start our descent. Thanks a lot.
So interestingly, let's just recycle that. No, it's not having it, look. See how quickly I can click it. It won't let me. Okay, that's broke. We'll leave that on disarm then for now, in lieu of that not working properly. What do we got? Alternate pitch trim, alternate flaps, we don't need those. 1228.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. As you've probably noticed,
Speed brake lever's right in the way, isn't it?
Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After the
Look at
seatbelt
these
sign
clouds,
is illuminated
guys.
and you'll need
Wow.
to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as they will be closed during the approach.
Why is the
You'll next
captain
hear
making
from
that
me after
announcement?
landing, so I will wish you a very good morning once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while.
I've still got the same settings that were in my 4090 setup video line. So don't forget the Dreamliner's a little bit slippery, and with that we'd have to bear in mind that potentially we could have we could find that the speed runs away from us a little bit, and therefore with the engines on idle that they are at the moment, the speed could creep up like it is actually at the moment, and we'll then need to use some speed brake to help the aeroplane maintain the speed and the energy it needs to have a nice smooth descent. We know we don't have auto brake, we know we have broken nav displays as well. I'm going to tap the brakes, maybe that works. Oh my god, I fixed it! I fixed a thing! I tapped the brakes. Right, that didn't fix that one though. We tried. Let's increase the range here. Okay, we're over Payne Everett at the moment now. We're going to go back to system page for MFD ICAS 1. Don't really have much of a choice, we're just going to have to stick it with this. We'll do another recall just to make sure we haven't triggered an issue with the auto brake. And we'll continue down to, was it 10? At or above 3, wasn't it? So let's keep it going to 3. So look, there we go, it's slipping away. It's struggling to kind of maintain that forward speed. So all we'll do is help it. We'll extend the speed brake a little bit, just to put a bit of drag on the aircraft. And with that in mind, bearing in mind we're about to smash through a whole load of cloud, we're going to open SLC, and we're going to pop the seatbelt sign on, because they're synced. There we go. We're also going to put the wing lighting on, because that could cause issues Oh, taxi lights. Why are they still on? Must have hit that earlier on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We can have icing through this, especially with the fog and the weather and the saturation in around Vancouver.
Thank you.
Hey, not long to go. We'll make most of the views while we can. I think we have a American Airlines cabin announcement for this as well.
To prepare for landing,
there we go.
Please close your tray table and put away carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position.
Keep hitting the thumbs up button, folks, if you're enjoying it.
Wish to discard.
Today,
please put away larger electronic devices, including laptop computers.
Rab, welcome, buddy.
Please prepare for landing.
For smaller handheld devices in your hand.
Look at this cloud. Oh. It's a shame we don't have weather radar.
Must remain in airplane mode until after we land.
Maybe
we will be landing soon.
Weather. Oh, jeez. So it's weather or terrain. I'll favour weather on the screen. So there, look at that. If we increase the range of this, Christ, that's what we're heading into. And that's MSFS reading precipitation, not more general weather, as we expect it. Just helping the aeroplane's slippiness at the minute. And we're having to kind of second check or cross check everything against this tiny little screen here. Really unhelpful for us. What else could we do? Leave that there. We could go right CDU. No, because then we need to. Okay. We go nav display. Yeah, because we don't have. That's not loading anything. Do we need that for anything though now? VATSIM is also experiencing an issue. They've said this in their website. Yeah, so we thought earlier on that the VATSIM servers might be having an issue. Sounds like one of the big server websites seem to have gone down. Okay, through ice, we've got to make sure icing systems are on. They're on automatic, so that should be good enough. It should sense it, trigger it. If we're really not sure though, and depending on airline procedures, they might actually want you to turn them on. Just as a good habits kind of thing. Coming up to transition. High to low, down we go. So 299 at 2 inches of mercury is 1013 hectopascals. We're going to change to 2985, which is slightly lower than our current displayed altitude. I think we just leave it like this, don't you? We'll just have that whole screen down there displayed what we want. Because we need it really. In fact, what we'll do is up here, we'll turn the lower display up so we get it a bit brighter. That might work better for us, mightn't it? Baran, I think he means the weather. Which means actually PA system turbulence expected.
Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts as we're expecting a little turbulence up
just
ahead.
Lost
nothing to worry about,
again.
but purely a precaution in case it gets a little bumpy.
Let's see how the crew are doing with cabin secure, shall we? Seatbelt signs are on. Working through it. Monitoring passengers. 209 seated. 210. Come on, a few more. All of you get in your seat. 208 seated. What the chuffing heck? They better hurry up. It's about to get choppy. Not everybody has their seatbelt on. It's insane. I've just done an announcement for turbulence. Okay, here we go. This is where our workload increases substantially, folks. I hope you enjoy this approach. We're into some proper nasty weather into Vancouver now. Low visibility. What's the latest METAR again? Let's see if we can pull that. See YVR. See if that works again. It sounds like a cloud flare or something has gone down. There we go, it's back. Visibility's now got even worse, folks. 150 degrees at 6 knots, so complete crosswind for us on 08 right. Into the P-suit with 2 statute miles visibility in rain and mist. Scattered cloud 300 feet, broken 1400 feet. Overcast has now dropped from 9,000 to 2,800. 17 degrees Celsius is the temperature and the dew point, 0 degrees spread. Altimeter 29885, which we need to change to now. Which is 1011 as the match. There we go.
Hello.
Here's the crew.
Hi, Captain. How are
Density altitude of 400. Stratus 48. Stratocumulus 28. Stratocumulus 28. Bam. Here we go. Pea soup time. With no... I feel like we're crazy doing this. With no nav display. Oh, jeez. Andrew says this is pretty accurate. Literally looking outside, it's changed rapidly. 1217. Better tune that in. There we are. Stand by for David. Bit of cloud surfing. Look at them. Flapperons. Love the animations in the Dreamliner. That's my favourite view. Vancouver traffic, American 1719 heavy Boeing 787-8, currently 12,000 feet, Egret, speed 280 knots, inbound on the Grizzly 7 arrival, expecting ILS 108 left approach, will report TAC go for downwind. Vancouver traffic. Oh my goodness, this is dark. Watching the VNAV path. Still above profile now as we pass this waypoint. Look at this. Intercom. We've got this cabin secure yet.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's all quiet. There's nothing much to report, really.
Okay, no problem. I'll let you get back to the passengers.
Thank you.
We don't know if the ILS is working yet because there are lots of other issues with it.
Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for landing.
10 minutes to landing, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please make sure you are seated with your belt fastened and your seat and trays in the upright position. Any items should be safely stored, and remember to turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
Okay, lights and signs. Where are we? We're at 12. So lights are set as required currently still. Icing as required, both automatic, wing and engine left and right. Everything else is set. And our missed approach is not yet briefed, and it is this. So, missed approach, do not exceed 230 knots until SESP. SESP. Climbing left turn to 3000, direct SESP, as required, shuttle climb. Oh, J-Falls, yeah, big problems. Big problems. We have no nav displays working. So we're reverting to lower MFD for the nav display, which is making it very tough. Right in the weather now as well. Very low visibility, 2 statute miles. I mean, we might have to do the ILS. We'll try the ILS Zulu, that's what we've configured for. If the weather is that bad, we're going to have to change. We'll then go missed. We'll then have to fly the missed approach procedure and then zip back around to refly the ILS with a Cat 3 auto land approach, which is the Cat 3 Yankee runway 08 left. Granny Smith, no, it's not that, buddy. It's actually broken. It's a bug that Kuro are investigating at the moment. They don't know why it's happening. But they've had a number of reports, including my one from today, to say that this is a bug issue that we've found. But yeah, we can't do anything about it, sadly. I think I might... just change to the ILS Yankee. What does the ATIS say? Oh, we don't have an ATIS. So hopefully that hasn't changed things substantially. TACGO, Vancouver, NACMO. It's interesting, we just lost the profile speed massively there. Let me just get back on this to see what we're doing. TACGO at 10. Okay, TACGO, YVR, NACMO vectors to ECAM. OMRAD, runway 08 left. So minimums now for this charts, we've basically jumped ship to the ILS Yankee now, which is this one. Minimums rad out 113, so we're going to flick the collar and we're going to change the radio to 113. If the visibility goes good though, folks, I will turn the autopilot off and hand fly it again, because I like to do that. I'm partially tempted to try it through the low vis and just do an instrument approach staring at the displays. Radio, come on. So we get drag required there, so it does see it. So when that pops up, it does pop up there, which is interesting. Go back to the merged screen, range in. I do feel a little like lost without this, if that makes sense, without having the display right there for us to reference. Lazarus, no, it's all right, buddy. It is the network. VATSIM is having issues. Okay, passing Vancouver. Flap 5 and max of 210, we'll set speed 200. Vancouver traffic, American 1719 heavy is over the Vancouver VOI, Yankee Victor Romeo 9,000 for 3,000. NACMA speed reducing 200 knots. Altimeter 2985. Now expecting the ILS Yankee Cap 308 left approach. We'll report turning final.
And Vancouver traffic, American
Spoilers retracted.
3048 out of 6,000.
I'm gonna arm them now.
Inbound the Vancouver VOR. We are expecting the ILS runway 08 right.
We're doing okay at the minute through this horrendous cloud, but look at that. It's quite spectacular what the sim looks like though. Look at that, it's just stunning. And Vancouver Airport is down there somewhere, so complete overcast. 8/8 for the octars, complete coverage of the sky. Got to make sure the heading collar is in line with our track. We're descending quite nicely actually at the moment. So, lights, signs, cabin chime. That should be cabin secure.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are seated and secured for landing.
Thanks a lot.
No worries. If you let me know when you're ready to land, I make sure I get seated along with the rest of the crew.
I
Seats for
will.
landing.
All station seats for landing, please.
Nice and early. And CYVR has an ATIS, thanks to David connecting as our ground controller for taxiing. Weather at 1305 Zulu, 130 degrees at 6 knots. 2 statute miles visibility in rain and mist scattered at 300 feet. Broken 1400 feet, overcast 2800 feet. Temperature 17, dew point 17, altimeter 2985 approach. ILS or RNAV runway 08 left and 08 right. Simultaneous parallel runway operations in use. Landing runway primarily 08 left and 08 right secondary. Departing 08 right runway 13 available as taxiway between Alpha and Lima. Inform ATC you have information Alpha. Good to hear your ride went well, Rabbit. Sounds pretty good. Hopefully the weather's a bit better than it is at Vancouver. Look at the size of that. Christ. I assume that's meant to be a big towering cumulonimbus. As is that. As is that. As is that. Jeez. Right, so we're gonna pop flight recorder on here. Again, I don't know how to use it. I'm gonna press record and hope it doesn't break anything. But it does kind of freeze things for some reason. YVR. So, save. Recording. Does it freeze? Oh, this one hasn't. So maybe it's a PMDG thing, where it's sucking all of the data and information in. So I'm going to replay this from passenger view, because I'm very interested to see what it looks like. It's a speed 200. It's so distracting looking right down here. Vectors from NACMA 3000 at or above. I'm going to go to vertical speed mode now. 1200 foot per minute should do us nicely. And we're back into the pea soup. Windshield heating is on as well. Actually, that's just a check to make sure we're good for that. Got no weather radar currently. But the MSFS weather radar only picks up terrain, which is why, precipitation, which is why it's a little bit pointless. Board brake 4 is set. Speed brake is armed.
Vancouver traffic Osprey 495,
Yep, it is.
passing 8000
Parking
for
brake is off.
3000. Currently downwind on 08 left.
And heading select
Will
mode
call when
engaged.
starting base. Vancouver traffic.
Onto vectors. Yeah, we're about to find out if approach mode works now. David says his tower view is in Discord. For those of you in our Discord server, I'll have a look at it. Okay, right. So Vancouver traffic, American 1719's turning right base, 08 left. We'll report turning final and establishing. Yeah, today's flight is well and truly cursed, isn't it? What are we at? 18 miles. Coming up to 3,000 now, levelling off.
Vancouver traffic, American 1040, turning off. Base, ILS 08 right.
If you're just tuning in, warm welcome on board. Great to have you here with us. If you're enjoying what you see, hit subscribe. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up as well. We're about to commence our descent into Vancouver in the Kuro 787-808. Left for the approach. Yeah, 053 will do us. Current weather, crosswind. Right to left on the aircraft. It's difficult seeing it right down there. We've also got a number of issues and failures with the aeroplane in a way. Some bugs that we can't get around. But it is what it is. We're just going to have to make do. Apparently American 3048 is too close. Okay, that's interesting. Where's my CDU? Okay, now approach mode works. Weird. Weird. Okay, 144. Update the speeds. Hope this is working. Vancouver traffic, American 1719 heavy is established 12 miles, ILS 08 right. Flap 50, oh, no, flap 20, flap 15 will do. Too many clicks. Let's pause the music. Ooh, here we go. I have no idea what to expect now, folks. So, missed approach 3000 and set. We've got all of our charts ready. So we know what to expect. Okay, glide slopes now in motion.
3048 is established on the localizer. We are 20 miles out.
Zato. Bloodbasher YouTube, welcome. 10 miles. Glide slope's going to go live in a moment. 180 till 8. 160 till 4, dear me. Got a lot of work to do now, folks. This is tough having no nav display visible. Really tough. Put that there. So terrain to the left. I've selected terrain instead of weather because we know the weather's rubbish, but there are mountains to the left hand side of us that we have to be really careful of.
Vancouver traffic, Osprey 495.
Let's get gear down.
Right base for 08
Flaps
left,
20. 8 miles, 160. Master caution recalls, no warnings. Lights, signs. And we'll replay this using passenger cam folks as well. It says it's recording, as you can see on the screen, flight control replay. I hope it is. We go to the wing views, look at these. Absolute pea soup. Externally. When's the land going to appear? We don't know. When are we going to get visibility? Now look at that! Wow. Through It looks like we're kind of skirting the tops of the cloud now, or the base of the cloud. 144, 151. We were going for flap 30, wasn't it? So, oh no, flap 25 approach, wasn't it? So that's what we're going for. The configuration into rain now as well. We can see it on the windscreen. And let me get the control visualizer out for you guys too. So glide slope looks good. Rollout and flare are armed. Do we do the auto land or do we hand fly this in?
And American 3048 fully established on the ILS runway 08 right. We are
coming up to 1,000 feet. Minimum's 113.
10 miles out.
The second I see approach runway lights, folks, that is when I'm going to go to manual control and hand fly the last little bit in. Otherwise we auto land it. Okay, approach lighting system. There it is, in view. See the leading lights. Okay, my throttles. My controls. I have control.
500.
It's about 2 miles visibility on final for information of Vancouver traffic. Oh my goodness. Sudden gust there. Woo! Crikey!
Vancouver
Continue.
traffic,
Looking ahead.
95, established ILS 08 left, 13 miles.
20. 10.
Okay, firm. Needs to be. Okay, my manual brakes now, auto brakes 4 is far too firm. $60 knots. 350. We made it, 324 foot per minute. Very low visibility. Right on the centre line apparently.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vancouver.
Gently to a stop. Vancouver traffic, runway 08, left is vacated, American 1719.
Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you. And
Control visualizer, taxi off, strobe, taxi on, strobe off, runway turn off lights, landing lights.
Please remain in your seat until all other passengers have deplaned. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you.
Vancouver ground, good morning, American 1719 is vacated, right Mike 3, request taxi to the gate, preferably 72.
American 1719, Vancouver ground, hello, taxi gate 72 via Sierra, keep your discretion.
Taxi gate 72 via Sierra, American 1719, thanks.
Once that happens we will start deboarding and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you. Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross check.
For your comfort and safety, please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns
Okay, we're
on the
down.
seatbelt sign.
Limited instruments, like Willie was saying there in the chat. Nav display right down there, completely out of view. Yeah, we've done alright actually. I think this is a success. Look at how bad the visibility is here.
Be careful when opening the overhead bins, because
Sierra's,
baggage may have moved.
there's 72 is down here, isn't it?
American Airlines and our One World
75.
Alliance partners thank you for flying with us today. We hope to see you again soon on another American Airlines flight.
Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be arriving at gate T9, and your baggage claim will be number 10. Baggage claim for American Airlines here, and that is across from gate T12 down the escalators. The escalators across from gate T12, down those escalators, carousel number 10. On behalf of all the employees of American Airlines, we'd like to thank you for flying with us, and once again, thank you for flying American Airlines.
That'd be refreshing, wouldn't it, Rab? Okay, turning in. On the centre line, looking for the VDGS, which is there. There it is. It's now on and active. Looking for the guidance. So we're too far to the right. I'm just going to bring the speed down as well because it's zipping away from us a little bit. Wish the wipers did actually work.
And Vancouver ground, good morning. American 3048, Delta 2.
American 3048, Vancouver ground, hello. Taxi to gate 70 via Delta. Runway 31, Victor, Mike, Juliet Alpha, apron your discretion.
Ah, too far.
And please repeat the taxi instructions for American 3048.
Gonna be a cheeky one here.
American 3048, it's Delta, Runway 31, Victor, Mike, Juliet Alpha, apron your discretion, and 70.
Like a pro.
Delta, Runway 31, Victor.
Okay,
Mike.
Where are we at?
And
Let's stop the
Sierra.
recording.
And let's proceed at our discretion. American 3048.
And we're gonna.
You
know what? We forgot the APU.
And Juliet Alpha, American 3048.
That's all good. That's all set. They're away. It's weird. Ground spoilers. Speed brake had extended themselves again. Oh, I know why, because I activated reverse thrust, wasn't it? APU is good. Lovely job. Right. 1 and 2 off.
Go ahead.
The boarding
Requested boarding.
Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. You're loud and clear. 5 over 5. Roger. Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure. The jetway is connecting. Start deboarding once ready.
So, we've got 200 and something people to disembark now, and then we'll get our flight report from self-loading cargo. And then we've got maintenance tech logs to write up about all of our nav displays being broken.
Vancouver ground, hello, Osprey 495, vacated on Mike 5.
Look at this weather.
Osprey 495, Vancouver ground, hello.
That's what we landed in.
Via Mike, Sierra, apron your discretion.
There's
A330.
Have we got anyone else due in to land, folks?
Thank you very much.
Yes. Just about to catch one on final. Woo! My goodness, look at this visibility, folks. Kari, I think it is. Potentially another Lufthansa A340-600. And we actually can't see him because the visibility is that bad. We can see the touchdown zone there, bottom left. Let's get some tunes on. Maybe not that one. Oh my lord. That's awful weather. Stunning touchdown. He's actually in an A340, not an A350, but that's as good as we can get. Oh, that looked great. Where'd he go? Oh, he's back. VATSIM's really struggling today, isn't it? All the spray. My goodness. And that, folks, I think might be an FSLTL, or might be an AIG model actually. Let's find out. It could be one of the brand new AIG models. Let me do dot aircraft. Lufthansa. FSLTL. In fact, they're all FSLTL that are loaded in. We got David inbound, American 490. He's a little way back, and we've got American 145 as well. They are currently over Portland, so it gives us time to disembark the aeroplane, have a look at the self-loading cargo scores, and review everything else really. Look at that, we just go this high up and we're already in the cloud. Fantastic. That was really tough, guys, I've got to say. The cloud wafting through the screen, it's incredible. Let's look at New Sky, see what score we got for that horrible touchdown. So, we close the log. 9.77 with a slightly off-center landing. And an average touchdown, firm. Odd, it didn't read the difficult weather. Very odd. But I mean, we got deducted 0.03 for such a slightly off-centre line touchdown. Seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? But hey ho. And then we vacated Mike 3, like we thought we might be able to. He's on X-Plane, Mr. Blue. He's got an A340. I'll take that though. $21,790 profit for Osprey on this American Airlines wet lease. And 9.77, that's a great score for the conditions that we are flying in at the moment. Happy with that, very happy with that. Okay, how are we getting on here? So 214 left of this bar. We've got the headwind A330 parking up there. And we've connected the jetty, but for some reason it didn't actually properly connect, so we've got floating people. Which is an immersion killer right there, isn't it? Even if you go to take a screenshot now, look how great that looks. And then the people are just floating. It's a bit sad. Can't really get around it. Suppose I could do that. Be really arty with it, couldn't I? That works. Zato's made it down, Andrew. He's over there. He landed on an alternate runway. He's over here somewhere. In some crazy pea soup. I don't know where he is. Look at the cloud wafting through. This is insane. This is actually insane. Look at that. He's on stand 70. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, yeah, the big 777 is next to us. Yeah. That's brilliant. I'm going to drift up a little bit here because I want to kind of get that. It almost looks like a snowdrift from here, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, thank you to David for logging in on the for air traffic control at Vancouver ground. Really appreciate that. You're probably busy with work, I'm sure. It's actually incredible, isn't it, what this looks like? We go a little bit further up. I wonder how high we go until we vanish. No, we're still lasting, look. There we go, fading into the cloud. That's enough, isn't it, from there? Look at that. If we level off with the horizon now and drop back down, you can see how the cloud's kind of alive and moving around Vancouver at the minute. Look at that. Very cool. Look at the fog. The whole terminal is kind of sat in it. This is VATSIM Studios, Payware, Vancouver International MPS Gaming. This is the kind of weather where pilots really have to earn their money. How are we doing? In the back. Okay, well it looks like all passengers are... Are they all off? I think they are. Oh, yeah, they are. The EU flight report. So bearing in mind we got the 9.7 something from New Sky, didn't we? What was it? 9.77. Got a firm landing score there. Let's view our log. LAX to Vancouver, average landing rate, been slated for that even though it was tough conditions. Max climb, max descent, we got downgraded for that even though that's legitimately realistic in a 787. Firm landing, look, they took 100 points off us for landing accurately in the touchdown zone in bad conditions. So that's where self-loading cargo fails a little bit and lets itself down. It has a very unrealistic expectation of landings, to be honest. Whereas you look at New Sky, it looks at G-force and it assesses the conditions in comparison to it. This doesn't do that, it just wants butter. And you're not going to butter it in these conditions. Neither should you ever, in reality. Transponder incorrectly set before pushback apparently as well. Interesting. Well out of limits. We only slightly bust 250 below 10,000. But that's because there was a speed constraint of maintaining 280 knots. APU startup was not communicated. That's 25 points lost there. Didn't really have to do that, to be honest. Seatbelt sign on during refueling. So that was a bug in self-loading cargo. We weren't refueling, but it got itself in a bit of a loop where it kept saying we were refueling. It dropped us 20 points for that. But all the rest of it,
Vancouver ground, hello, thank you for Alpha.
I'm happy with that. I much prefer New Sky's scoring system. Look, to bring it back up again. Average touchdown 1.38. We only got a 0.20 deduction of score there for that. That's because it was firm, but it was accurate. And that's much more important.
Vancouver 2 departure, flight plan route. Start runway 08 right, and squawk 5171 for Canada 33.
So we'll get rid of that.
Air Canada 33, readback is correct. Pushing start your discretion, call me for taxi.
Wilco for Air Canada 33.
Do you want to deboard crew?
David's not far off now, so by the time we land and do this whole replay, we should have... Let's close. Exit self-loading cargo. Beacon. And then we'll start this up again. So we can start both in the 787, so we will do that. 1 and 2. $220 miles out, David. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll do a couple of replays anyway, because I want to replay the landing from the window view, specifically this window view. Or maybe that one. Which one? That one? Or that one? So that's number 1. That's number 2. Let me know which one you want. View number 1 or view number 2. And then we'll do a replay from the touchdown zone as well. No second sector, James, today. I reckon 1719's going to jump to observer mode now. Thanks to the ATC, David. Appreciate it.
Yeah, roger.
Rightio. So, they've started. That's all good. Now let's dive into flight recorder. Load. YVR. Here we go. Bingo. The gear bit's broken, I think. Oh, and the park brake doesn't read. Interesting. So gear doesn't animate in flight control replay, so I'll have to monitor that. Auto brake doesn't work. Speed brake is reflected in the thing though, and we're flap 5 through the descent, so here we go. In fact, one other check, we've got to make sure we've got all the lights set up as required. We do. That'll do, yeah, they're all on, that's fine, that's good enough. So, here we go. Enjoy our arrival replay back into Vancouver. Leo says, when I watch the replay, it starts a flight on Volanta. Is that normal? Yeah, it detects that you're flying again, so it starts a new flight, if that makes sense. The only way to do that is to close Volanta completely in the system tray. So currently we're flying downwind. To give you an idea of where we are, if I just go onto Volanta now and log in, it's restarted our flight. Look, we're about to turn base and then final approach. Now we've still got live weather on, and the live weather hasn't recorded from when we made the approach, but it's still that movement and that transient weather at the moment. So it's going to look slightly different. The approach itself will be a replay of what we've done, but the weather is still immersive and live around us. David, thank you very much for the ATC, buddy, appreciate it. Very kind of you to log on. I love flying when it's like this. Knowing how busy the pilots would be, knowing the skill that they get to demonstrate in scenarios like this, and then you get the most stunning views as well with the conditions around you. Wing flex, we've got some engine bounce animations as well. JFools, yeah, it is. Use the latest development version though. Big thanks to everyone who's hit the thumbs up today as well and given us a like through today's live stream. It's the last of the week. We basically flew a Dreamliner-sized Fokker F-28 on that approach, didn't we? That's how tough that was. It's odd, isn't it? You don't have those screens just to have a little look at in your eye line to give you the confidence of what it's doing through IMC. And because of that, you've just got one screen to rely on. No different to flying an ILS approach in a DC-6, really, with an ILS display, and that is it. Yeah, what incredible weather for today. So good. Absolutely, David. Give me a shout. Says, which feature of the DC Designs Concorde is giving you issues, please, Luke? You mentioned not flying it due to a problem with the model. That was ages ago, wasn't it? I've just not flown it for a long time. It's just not very VATSIM ready. Bearing in mind, it can't do direct 2s or anything like that. But you most definitely can't use it properly for Cross the Pond. In fact, Cross the Pond this year, they've said if you're flying in a Concorde, you will not be given ATC. So there's no point in even taking part. There goes the gear. Pause the music so we get to listen to the aircraft. I mean, you guys can see the altitude on the top of your screens. I can't see that. But I know we're on short final because I'm looking at Volanta. My goodness, this weather. Look at this. Insane. Not very turbulent though. I don't know if you guys noticed that. The wings aren't really, or neither the engines to be fair, bouncing very much. There's the water below. And there's the rain, look, zipping past. Now that looks incredible. I don't think I've ever seen that in the sim before. That's really cool. There's the land. What? No way. That's such low vis. The rain is incredible, isn't it? Bouncing off the reflections of the lights. Little splatters every now and again. So by this point we had manual control of the throttle and the aeroplane. I turned the autopilot off. We're hand flying it in. Look at the wing flex now. Whoa. Big corrections on short final. My goodness. There's the flare. Touchdown. That is mad. From the outside, what have we got here? So we want to go back a little bit. I use flight control replay thing again. Just to pause it. I want to go right there. Jeez, look at that. That is insane. That's a screenshot right there, isn't it? And we're going to go to follow aircraft. So we can basically turn that off. We can then move in the drone camera to the location where we want to be. No reverse animation, rabbit scenes, no. Look at that, the aeroplane's literally vanishing in front of us. That's how bad it is. That's actually incredible. So, away it goes. Ghost plane. Here we go. Well, a little firm. Almost didn't flare enough. There it goes. My goodness. Rab says flight recorder doesn't show the reverses either. That one says 27 foot per minute. Maybe it lost a frame. Dead happy with that. That's pretty good, isn't it? David's still miles out. He's only just over Seattle. It is a little bit too long, I think, for us to wait, isn't it? This weather is insane. But really cool. Nice to have the challenge, isn't it? Yeah, we could always fly in very negligent weather. Yeah, pretty. Well, we could always fly in really nice weather. Actually, to be fair, we could always fly in smooth conditions, sunny, light breeze, that kind of thing. But this is where it gets tough. Nah, no worries, David. So, taxiing off nice and slowly. At some point, pretty sure I retracted the flaps and the spoilers, but whether it's got them stuck or not, I don't know. The slats are going in. Ah, there we go. There's the grand spoilers. Happy days. Very cool. So there we go. Really, really nasty weather into Vancouver here. Very low visibility, down to about 1 mile, and some low pressure in the area too. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's live stream out of iniBuilds' beautiful Los Angeles International Airport for this hop up to FSIM Studios Vancouver International as well in the Kuro version 2 Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Enjoy your rest of the flight ahead, David, as well. Appreciate you flying along, and everyone else as well who flew ahead and behind. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the route too. Keep your eye on the channel. Next weekend we're going to be flying let's see. Not sure where actually, except for Ponta Delgada and Horta. We'll merge them into one stream. Just haven't worked out which airline slash aircraft we're going to use. And then we'll be dynamic. So depending on what happens over the next 4 or 5 days, we'll then feed into potentially what we will do for streams as well. So keep an eye on the news, keep an eye on the live streams and the channel for all of our upcoming content. But in the meantime, as always, big thank you to everybody for taking part, flying along. Big thanks to everyone who's hit the like button, all of our new subscribers, and a good old thank you to our bronze, silver, gold frequent flyers as well, of course, no doubt, for supporting the stream. Thank you very much. Enjoy the week ahead, everybody. Big thank you for watching wherever you are in the world, and I hope to see you join us for a live stream very soon. In the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and take care.